Hello, hi, welcome beautiful collective. I'm Lotus, Lotus the Sage. Today we have another pick a card reading and we're going to use the Lenormand deck today. We're going to do about a 15 card spread, just so you know. And you have two options, I guess, to make your choice from. So for pile 1, we have Septarian. And you have the best path to take. So are you inquiring about something in particular that might be helpful to find out what the best path to take may be? For pile 2, we have Dravite. An alternative solution. Are you looking for an alternative solution to a particular situation that's happening in your life currently, pile 2? And for pile 3, we have this big palm stone of Carnelian. And what they want. Are you curious about somebody or something in your life that is asking you something? So my collective, like I said, we're going into a 15 card spread for Lenormand. Everybody's using the same deck. I will clear the energies before I go into everybody's pile. We have the Moonology cards for your guidance at the end, and we will go from there. Okay, my beauties, I'll see you at your choice. Welcome my pile 1, my Septarian pile. Gonna hold on to your crystal. Gonna spread out your cards. Okay, my beautiful collective. So when it comes to the best path to take, based on whatever question you may have come to this reading for, let's dive into what we got here. I'm looking at the four corners first. We have the coffin, the clouds, the mice, and the stork. So I'm getting more of a feeling of an initiation phase, or like a starting point. So especially this being like the beginning card or your first card, that's the energy that I'm feeling here, like a rebirth into something, an initiation phase into something new that's a little bit more grounded, stable, rooted. Will put you in a better place of positioning to be able to see from a higher place or higher ground, stepping into one's own authority that leads you into these stars, a sense of destiny and wishes and hopes. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to come up against some confusion and some cloudy moments as to, am I making the right decision? But if you stick to it, stick to what you've decided and what you feel is the most right for you in the moment, take that opportunity and be very sly, maybe not revealing all of your movements at once, and watch the manipulation that might be playing out or around you at this time. Be wary of those. But as long as you take this opportunity and use it to your benefit, in the sense of knowing how to play both sides of the coin, in other words, because you're moving into something that is love, like generally love-based, a union with something or someone. And it feels a little bit more, like I said, about stability within self and a decision made by you that is going to create this abundance with the fish here, because we have the key, the snake, the heart, the fish, and the book. So stepping into this abundance, but it's unknown right now with this book closed. This part of the secret knowledge. There's something that still needs to be played out or needs to be solidified within your choice when it comes to your confidence in how you step forward. because this new beginning wants to come in and ground for you. There is a moment, there are going to be moments of strife, of testing your faith, of testing your reserve and your resolve, to create that union that you're seeking, that merger, that contract, that commitment. But there are some things that need to still get tended to the details. Some details that still need to be tended to. There might be something that you're missing, a small piece of the puzzle, so to speak, that would make this feel a little bit more sure. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm going to look at the diagonals first. So we have the coffin, the snake, and the cross. Yeah, this strong and silent, ready to strike when necessary, right? That's what I'm talking about, this resource, and vigilance, and about like not revealing everything that you're doing right away. There's like a quiet initiation, and I feel like it's a trial by darkness. I don't know where that's coming from, but that's sort of what it feels like. It's like you're not really going to be able to see your foot from your one foot in front of the other. You just have to trust in that faith and be ready to strike, stealth, smart. And then we have the cross, the fish, and the clouds. With this cross and the fish, like this struggle to get to this place, or maybe there's a struggle to find the path or which way to go. That's what that struggle is, to find that abundance you're seeking that is clouded right now. It's either clouded because of your own self-beliefs or what has transpired to lead you to this moment. Regardless, Spirit is saying this is a part of the building of you, strengthening your worth in yourself, and how you choose to go about creating the life you desire. And then we have the stork, the snake, and the tower. Again, ease after difficulty. This is where we're coming from. Again, this snake is really making me feel very much empowerment and understanding, and a sense of do not reveal before the time is ready, whatever this is. So moving into that place of authority, being able to see from a higher perspective and from a different perspective that is leading you, or hoping, that will inevitably lead you to see where the abundance can be had, because you'll be able to see the details more clearly from that perspective looking down. You can see the bigger picture instead of getting lost in the micro. And then if we go from the tower to the fish, to the cross, and to the snake, again, learning, authority. How do I create this abundance that I want? I know this is going to be a struggle and strife. I need to master this skill because this is what I'm seeking. If we go rows down, again, initiation, an opening, a new beginning. All of this here is talking about newness. And that's what we're moving into, right? This newness. The anchor, the snake, and the house. Anchoring down, we talked about home, solidifying, again, embodying this stealth, sneaky, mysterious, reserved, smart, anchoring that down within oneself, which is the home, the stability again. Anchoring down, how do I find and create the stability? With the with the tower, the heart, and the cross, I'm feeling this process to understanding because of the perspective you will gain from this position. It's understanding why one has to go through a particular set of trials to get to the outcome that they're desiring, and why particular hiccups may come up for us to fine-tune the details of what we actually want. And that's when that best path will be clearer to see. And then we have the stars, the fish in the ring, beautiful row. Wishes, destiny, abundance, commitment, love, all of it's lovely. Clouds, the book, and the mice. Confusion about hidden information, things that are unknown, and need to tend to the details. That's the right now how far we've gotten when it comes to this particular energy. And so, like, you can see this, there's a lot of hope, inspiration, and passion going in this direction, but there's a halt here. It's like you have to look at something before this pathway can be fully clear. What might that be? What will test you? Exactly, and that's exactly here. This is what's going to test you, your resolve. How much you stick to it, you know? Don't allow yourself to back down from this. Trust in you. Trust in you. And your final message, my beauty. What do you need to release? Waxing moon. And I think that's a thought process. I think that's what needs to be released, is how you might have been thinking about a way to get there or what needs to happen, or just missing a couple of details to make this dream a reality. That's really it. It really feels more like that. So it's like releasing some of the extra bits that are not necessary for your projection, and trust that you have the strength and ability to find what that detail is and surpass that and get what you wish. Absolutely. Okay, my beautiful collective of pile 1. I'm sure there's a ton more messages I could find. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else before I let you go. I'm also getting that you, sorry to come back to this, they're just making me sure that I got everything. I'm also feeling like a death to the people who have been manipulative with you. And that's sort of what has led you into this path of choosing you and taking the opportunity to anchor in what your own personal beliefs are, which is to solidify in yourself this new beginning that you're seeking, this wanting of something different than what you have been experiencing, to anchor in the love of what it is that you want to bring together in union or in some type of merge. Yeah, all of it is just like this, it's a desire and a want that is really pushing you. So the main thing here is those details when it comes to how to get this out. Just figure out what that might be when it comes to releasing those little extra bits. Okay, my beauty of pile 1, I hope that was helpful. Until next time, ciao. Hello, welcome my pile 2 who chose the Dravite and an alternative solution. Let's spread out your cards first. Interesting. Maybe, for my group 2, my pile 2, an alternative solution to whatever you may have come to this reading for. We're starting here with the garden, and that garden talks about social gatherings, networking, etc. The letter talks about the written word, communication, and the ship voyaging, travel long distance also can be about communication. The clouds is confusion, head in the clouds, sort of not being able to see the situation clearly. And the tower, about that perspective, being able to see things from a better perspective, also talks about one's own authority being in a better position to see. So I'm getting that this possibly was the route, was the socializing, networking, getting your stuff out there, trying to distribute it as fast as you can or to as many places as you can, and you're coming up against some sort of barrier or block, and it's creating the confusion as to why this method doesn't work for you, because it seems to be, if they're giving me like tried and tested and true, like it feels like that's I don't know, maybe it's worked for so many and you're confused as to why it's working for you. Why it's not working for you, excuse me. So I think this is why you're in this tower energy over here, about trying to get a better perspective on what's actually happening. And that might have to be with outsourcing from a different type of clientele. I don't know, I'm not sure, depending on your question. Then we have the lilies, the bear, and the scythe. The lilies talks about like pure intent. It can talk about innocence and sexuality. So it's like the idea behind what you want to get out is out of pure intent of love for whatever it is you're doing, true genuine work and dedication to what you've produced or created. And the bear can talk about an authority figure, an actual boss, male or female, but it also talks about power, strength, a little bit of rage possibly too. And the scythe here, for me, there's always two things. It's a cutting away, it's a harvesting, and it's about speed also. So maybe there's a particular set of advice you have gotten from somebody or people, or this particular advice, that for what you're trying to deliver, that method doesn't quite work. So it's like looking at possibly, I don't think it's dated or older, it's just a different format for what would actually be more useful for you moving forward. So there's a diversion, or a detour is the word I was looking for, excuse me, a detour into finding the better solution. And it might be coming from a friend, somebody who's been really loyal with you, but I don't want you to have a friend that's like sort of biased or that will only tell you the good stuff. You need to have one that's a little bit blunt and straight to the point. Because I feel like it's something that, my viewer, you really, really want, and you want to solidify this within yourself, to bring in the gifts for yourself, like to be really supported, and you just feel like you're coming up against slippery situations that you cannot seem to figure out how to navigate. And hence why you're here for an alternative solution. It's interesting that they're giving me like the background as to why it may not be working. But I'm not getting the strong feeling that it's necessarily all of what you've been doing. I don't think that's correct. Like, I do feel like it has been working and it's doing it, but it's something about, they just said it's about getting the right people to follow, not just a lot of people to follow. Damn. Okay. So if I'm looking at the corners here with this social gathering, a new perspective, a sly, maybe really cunning and intellectual and maybe manipulative woman, but business savvy for sure, and the woman is just mainly you. So maybe you're learning something from a particular type of female energy that might be very useful. If we're looking here on the diagonal, we have the garden or the gathering, the bear, and the bouquet. Again, a social gathering with somebody that might be of authority that's really serendipitous, fortuitous, and beneficial, right? With this opportunity that allows you to detour or divert to see something from a different angle, or to be given an opportunity to see something from a different angle. And then we have the woman, the bear, and the ship, which I feel this is you, my viewer, that's learning how to step into your own power, possible, again, meeting with this particular type of business savvy female energy that may have something to offer you when it comes to information on how to build what you're seeking. However, Spirit is saying that this detour is just that, a detour. So be mindful of how much you share of what you're trying to create. Interesting. I'm getting that because of the ship, the mountain, and the snake. In this context, it's like maybe a foreigner in particular creates a particular obstacle for you, and she may be really slick about how she pulls out information from you. I don't know why I'm getting that. That's interesting. But there is still something that's very helpful about this. So just, again, be very cautious about how much you share about what you're trying to create. If this person is somehow mentoring you or sponsoring you or endorsing you somehow. And my lip just started twitching as I started talking about that, which is weird. And then with your ship, the mountain, the bouquet, and the bear, again, venturing out, traveling, communicating, figuring out new possibilities to get you closer to what your goal is when it comes to being your own boss, for lack of a better term. If we look down the rows, we have the garden, the lily, and the woman. Networking out of pure intent because of you wanting to connect with people, with things, to get somewhere, to get your thing out there. the written word, communication, authority, power, aggression too, stability, anchored, you know, that you want all of this to get anchored in. You're really trying to get it out there. It's like that hardcore salesperson. I feel you. And the ship, the scythe, and the bouquet. Again, movement towards something fast, either needing to clear out, to gather, or within speed. Bringing in something that is going to be good for you, but it does feel like, not even feel like, there is an obstacle to overcome, as is life. You know? And clouds, the mountain, and the key. The key to overcoming whatever it is through this obstacle. It's through the struggle. It's through this detour. It's through the confusion. Not above it, not below it, it's through. And the mountain, having that perspective and gaining a new perspective, maybe also finding a surprise loyalty from this person you may have, you know, not trusted in the beginning fully. All I say is, even if you end up being besties with this person here, I really do feel like you need to be mindful of how much you're sharing first. It's like, don't overly trust anybody right away when it comes to something that's really precious to you. Only reveal what is necessary. When it's all fully out and done, then you can share more, or whatever the case is. Let's see where this is leading you to. Yeah, it's leading you to your soul's true path. That's beautiful. You know, this is where this is why you're so like, I'm determined to do this. Like, I can feel that energy. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I'm seeing a lot of movie scenes in my head right now, and they're jumbling all together. But it's like moving into a city, moving into your own apartment, having the job that you really want, or being really ambitious about, like, how do I do this? Like, how do I make money? Or really excited about a product you've developed, or a workshop you're creating, or something along those lines. And you're like, this is really good. I'm like really proud of this. And I know this can be of benefit to people. But right now it's not hitting. And I need to figure out why. Because I know what I'm doing is of value. Wow. Anything else? Before we look at your final card. People will feel your true intention and your quality through your written word, and how you are promoting or marketing whatever it is that you're doing. You might need to be a little bit more concise when it comes to certain wording things to grab people's attention. Maybe you're like, I don't know if it's called clickbait, or your headlines need to be a little bit more snappy, or a little bit more across the board, if that makes sense. You are still protected, and there is going to be help that comes in for you. That feels like a mama bear type of energy. This is like the most difficult, I would say, when it comes to energies in your spread right now. Because this cluster of 4, if I'm looking at this ship with the mountain here, again, a purposeful rerouting that allows you to cut through the confusion. It's like there's a purpose for all of this chaos right now. And like I said, you have to go through it, not above it, not under it. You have to go through this one to find your soul's true path. I love that. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon, and maybe that's the alternative solution. Maybe that's where this is. You know, you're the one who approaches this person. You're the one who steps out and is like, no, I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. Can you help me? And then if not, you find somebody else. It's like there's a very go-getter attitude right now, and I feel that momentum. Like it feels like it's pushing me, like as I'm saying this reading to you. Okay, I feel that might be what you need to do, or maybe what's coming up for you is to look for a type of mentor, or somebody that could give you a particular set of tips that are different from what you've already used, or start trying to tweak little things in between. No, they said that's not it. It's about this. Once you go through this particular detour, you'll see it. You won't see it right away, but you'll see how this does, part of this works, and how part of it doesn't. But you have to go through this for you to be able to see that clearly. Okay, so make the first move. My beautiful. That's awesome. My collective of pal 2. I hope that was helpful. Until next time, sending you love. Ciao. Welcome my pal 3 who chose the Carnelian palm stone and what they want. We're going to spread out your cards. Interesting. So I'm getting a couple of things. If my viewer, you are calling, if my viewer, you are here to ask about a particular person, because this whole reading feels very heavy romance, relationship based for sure. It can be business also, but it feels very much romance. Regardless, you take this how it resonates with you. It feels like you're asking about a particular person, like what they want. What do they want with this? What do they want with you? What do they want from the situation? Something along those lines. I'm getting more of what you're asking, what they want with you. Like what do they want from the situation? We have the book. I'm going to look at the corners first. The book, the tree, the anchor, and the stars. Something is unspoken, hidden knowledge, secrets. The tree talks about ancestral wisdom, longevity, lineage. Anchor, stability, grounding, finding home. Stars, destiny, wishes coming true. What I'm getting here is they want longevity and stability with you. It's a part of a dream or a wish of theirs. Like straight, simple. We're going across now first. The book, the ring, the tower, the scythe, and the tree. I'm getting what has not been spoken, or what they want is a commitment, long-term, that does not end when difficulties pop up. They need somebody who is able to stick it out through the hard times and not cut and run. I feel like this person has dealt with cheaters, manipulators, narcissists, overly controlling, codependent type of people in their past. And they are very, very weary of engaging or entertaining in anything or with anyone that is going to make them feel like they're going to get abandoned. But this is not from a place of fear I'm feeling, it's a place of experience and understanding. Then we have the fish, the bouquet, the clouds, the fox, and the garden or the gathering. Abundance from this opportunity to come in. Like, I feel that my viewer, you are this abundant opportunity. You, though, obviously are feeling confusion. That's the clouds, right? Confusion as to what is wanted, what is needed, and what will transpire through these events. And what I'm getting about what they want is, again, speaking of this like sly fox and the person that has their, their own best interests at heart. Very cunning, self-preserving is the word I was looking for. Smart, witty, ready to play a trick, does not miss a trick. It's like, I don't know if this person's embodying this or seeing some of the trickery, or they're so quick to see the trickery that may happen. I don't think that my viewer, you are playing any tricks. If you are, don't, because this person will cut it out real quick. But they also know how to play the game. That's what I'm getting. And they're really good at socializing, probably very attractive, very charismatic. But there is sort of like this cloud of mystery around them. And they prefer it that way. And then we have the star, the dog, the man, the mice, and the anchor. Again, wishing, hoping, wanting this loyalty, commitment, but they're unsure of, I think, how to approach it, or if you're here for the long term, or want to be for that matter. So again, the mice has come up for every pile today. And I think the anchor has also. So again, tending to detail, some things may have been missed or may have been ignored, in other words. Maybe something that's been gnawing at you, or maybe my viewer, you're the one who's bothered by this personality, that they're a little bit too foxy. you know, when it comes to archetypes. And you're wanting to either see if you can cut this out, or if this is something new that could blossom into something great, just having to really pay attention to what's really happening, or, like I said, the details. And then we have the anchor, and wanting to anchor in what you've learned, like what you've figured out, the details of this person. And I do feel like what you end up finding out is that they are loyal, that they are serious about what they desire and how they may feel with you, or what they may even say to you. I do feel like you can trust this person, but I do feel like you have to take it in stages. Because I do feel like this person is slightly weary in general. If we go to the diagonals, we have the book, the bouquet, and the man. Again, hidden knowledge, hidden secrets, things not spoken about, wanting to be spoken about, like, because this is about an offering, like of giving something to somebody or something, you know? And then the man can be the person that's on your mind, or the person that you may be inquiring about. It's like they want to offer this up, but they can't yet. I don't know what that is about, but they just can't yet. And I think it's just because they're weary, right? And the man, the fox, and the tree, like, again, needing to be a little bit more cunning when it comes to the approach, or how they approach something, I really do feel because of their past. And or you may be feeling that this is their approach, that they're coming across a little tricky, hence the confusion. But in reality, I really do feel like this person wants this long term, this smart, resourceful, witty, business savvy type of energy, you know, like, and I feel like that's what you embody for them. And if we have the stars, the bouquet, and the tower, again, wishes coming true, an offering of a new perspective, a higher perspective in a good place, to see where this trickery might come into play or not, and then anchor in your belief, or your true findings, in other words. And also a reminder that the anchor can be pulled up to move, right? Very easily you can move and pick up shop. So again, there's something about not wanting somebody that is just going to leave in difficult times. I'm really getting that. And then we have the tower, the fox, the man, and the bouquet. Again, the perspective, what you're looking at. Am I being tricked? Am I not being tricked? The man wanting to offer up something, but confused about how to bring it forward. And or just confused about the emotions behind this whole thing, because it's just sort of like they're not coming across super clear, because they're sort of playing a trickery game, and you're like, is this real, or am I just feeling things that aren't there? If we go to the rows, we have the book, the fish, and the stars. Again, there is a plethora of abundance and a wish from what has not been said yet, what has not been expressed. There's a lot of goodness here. It's just not in the forefront. And then we have the ring, the bouquet, and the dog. Again, commitment, commitment, romance, unions, bouquet, gift, love, offering, loyalty, friendship, a bit of codependency, but again, true loyalty. Then we have the tower, the clouds, and the man. Again, perspective on trying to gain clarity out of the confusion from and for this gentleman. What's happening? What they may be feeling? It's sort of both exactly the same, my viewer and the person that may be on your mind. Then we have the scythe, the fox, and the mice. Again, clearing away the trickery, tending to the details, fine-tuning what it is that might be throwing each other off. The tree, the garden, the garden, and the anchor. Again, longevity, the gathering or the garden talks about socials, networking, again, expanding, reaching, but again, flanked in by anchoring down in home, again, rooting down in home, and this here, like this networky energy, there's something about, there is an energy of cheating, and I don't think that it's necessarily you, but I just feel like that's what's preventing the true feelings to be expressed, is because somebody does not want to be abandoned, cheated on, manipulated, used. Okay, let's see if there's anything else before We flip over the next card. I do feel what has not been expressed will be expressed in due time. I feel like once this perspective is gained, or they can see clearly that you're not there to manipulate or to take advantage, they will speak. And it will clear the pathway for easier communication and easier exchanges in general. And I think it will sort of cut out the doubt or the weariness when it comes to interacting with other people or at social gatherings. The flirtations, you know, won't be so intrusive for one another in some way. Yeah, very loyal, wanting this very, very much, just confused as to how to get it. This block here for me is the one that feels a little difficult, you know, with this cluster here with the clouds, needing to tend to the details to clear away the clouds so this man can, again, maybe there's a little bit back to that wittiness and clever and foxiness, you know, needing to be a little bit more clever and find a different way to clear out this confusion or this blockage. And also anchoring down one's own capabilities and, again, worthiness, I suppose. Okay, where does that take you? Intuition secrets. That's so funny. Again, like things really just being hidden for you, my pal 3. Like it's not yet to be expressed or to be told to you yet. Like because I think that that person that you're asking about or the thing you're asking about is still mulling over how to deliver this. It's just literally in the ethers right now, and it's in a feeling, it's in the gut, it's in the spidey sense, you know, that's what I'm feeling. It's leading you into trusting that a little bit more. And whatever outcome this is, it does feel like something is wanting to be established, but life is life, right? It just depends on how everybody chooses to play out in these roles. Okay, your closing message. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node, yeah, following your destiny. Talk about that North Node. Comfort zone, again, about what needs to be expressed, what needs to be said, what wants to be said, so that this love and this union and this start can happen, really. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Well, my beautiful collective of Pal 3, I hope that was helpful. If it wasn't anyway, please leave a like. I am sending you the most amount of love. Until next time, ciao.